Welcome to Dodgers Daily. Casey Porter here. So glad that you decided to tune in. Fans, today we have, I'm going to say it hands down, my favorite Dodger of all time. Old Wardo, Ryan Ward, for a million different reasons. Hey, Wardo, welcome in. Thank you so much for joining.
Yeah, happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
Okay, I got to first say I was at the very first game ever for the Bricktown Ballpark in 1998. I can remember it like it was yesterday. I actually sat in the upper deck in the right field, down the right field line, of which there's not even seats there anymore. The canal was not around. Everything across the street was not there. It was a ghost town down there. I can remember it like yesterday. So I say that to say, all-time home runs leader in the Bricktown era, all-time RBIs leader in the Bricktown era. That means a hell of a lot to me. What does it mean to you?
Yeah, I mean, it's incredible. I mean, I put in a lot of hard work, so to kind of see it pay off and have those things happen for me has been awesome. And there's been great teams to be a part of there and great staff. So it's been, can't say enough good things about it.
Okay, so I got to take you right to, I've seen you hit a lot of home runs. I've seen you hit walk-offs. In fact, you had a big one there that we'll get to here in just a minute. So I've seen you do all that. Never seen you hit an inside the park walk-off. I got to know all about that, and are you still on the oxygen machine after that?
Yeah, no, I was definitely gassed for that one. That was the first game of a doubleheader, and I remember hitting it out to left, like that little 415 corner where I mean, especially as a lefty, like to get it out in that corner, oppo it's a good poke. So I remember rounding first and like had a good angle to watch and watching it drop and kind of kick around, like just putting my head down and being like, all right, like get running, like let's see what can happen here. And I remember getting to like close to third base and Goody was waving me around to go. And I remember just my legs feeling like jello. Like I remember like around that third base and being like, do not fall down. Like just get there. And I slid in, and I mean, people were literally picking me up. Like I was gassed. I went back in the locker room because we had like 15, 20 minutes before the next game. I was literally just sitting like melted in my chair, just completely gassed. But I mean, it was a lot of fun. It was cool. That's probably the only inside the park home run I think that I've ever hit. So. Yeah. It was a cool little experience. I mean, granted, it might be better just hit it over the wall and jog than sprint that whole way.
Easier, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's always one of those funny deals when it's a situation like that. You know, if it's a single or whatever and you have your time to – you can take your time to first, it's one thing. But when you have to run all the way around the bases, something you're not used to, it's like you want to celebrate and you're happy your teammates want to come and dogpile you, but you're also like, get off my ass. I can't breathe, right?
Yeah, like get away from me. I'm happy too, promise, but like just I need 5 minutes and then we can revisit this.
And then also not just that, you're celebrating the fact that A, it's a minor league game and it's over, and B, the last thing you want to do is go another inning in a doubleheader setting, right?
Yeah, especially in a doubleheader setting. I mean that can turn into a long day pretty quick because God only knows what's going to happen in the second game too. So making sure the first one stays at 7 innings is very important.
So did you get a new phone after your phone blew up after you hit the walk-off? Take us through that whole thing.
Yeah, I mean, I've talked about it a bunch, but like I had no idea, the whole team, we had no idea that us beating Venezuela sent Chinese Taipei to the gold medal game no matter what. So like, remember we're playing and like there was a good crowd there and we're like, why is there so many people here for this game? You know, like.
So what was the tournament exactly? Explain that first.
It was the Premier 12, so It was the top 12 ranked countries, all non-40-man guys were eligible to play in it. So we went down to Mexico at first and played 5 or 6 games down in Guadalajara and actually came down to the last game against Mexico. We lost 2, so we were like, oh boy, like we might not even make it to Tokyo because only 2 teams come out of the bracket.
Yeah.
And it came down to the final game, us, USA versus Mexico, and we ended up, I mean, we won by like 10 plus runs, so we punched our ticket to Tokyo and went over to Tokyo, and we ended up beating Venezuela back-to-back games and got the bronze medal. But that homer, man, I mean, right before me, who was it? It was either Colby Thomas or Carson Williams. I can't remember which one was in front of me, but hit a ball in the 9th inning that, I mean, like this much foul. Like he hit it and we all started celebrating right away. And it like, I still don't even know if it was foul. It was so close.
Yeah.
Then I end up hitting mine. I mean, full blackout. Rounding those bases, I couldn't even tell you what happened.
Yeah.
I seen the video, but like that was just couldn't tell you what happened. But yeah, after the game, those Chinese Taipei fans, I mean, my phone literally shut off twice because I was getting so many notifications. It was just like getting overwhelmed and turning off on me. It was really cool, but we were all like, why is this happening? We didn't understand. I ended up finding out pretty soon after in an interview that it sent them to the gold medal game, but at the time I had no idea. So it was just like this cool experience to be a part of for sure.
I've never seen you be anything other than totally even keel. I don't even think I've ever seen you show emotions with even some of the biggest home runs you've ever hit. But going around those bases, you were animated. I mean, it was like you're in college again. It was like you're a little kid. I'd never seen that version of old Wardo. So, I mean, you said you blacked out, but is that just something you embraced?
Yeah, I mean, I had a blast for it. I mean, I think that like having the USA across the chest too, like kind of put you into another gear there. Really cool experience. So like just embraced it, had a bunch of fun, great team. It was unbelievable experience all around.
Okay, I got to say, anytime I talk to Ryan, usually the first question is about the Patriots. You grew up about exactly halfway in between Boston and Springfield in a small town called MiLB. Graduated with how many? Of course, I ask that every time, too.
Under 100. I mean, we've done some research. It's probably in the high 70s, low 80s, somewhere in there.
So, MiLB Woolies, what the hell's a Woolie?
It's a sheep, to be honest with you. It's a sheep, yeah. So usually when we go play like against our other schools around the area, their chants while we're playing are like, "What's a woolly?" And it's like, it's a sheep. I mean, we can't really fire back with anything.
Very proud to be a Wooly there, yeah. So I say that to say you come from small town values. The last off season I talked to you, you're waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning, going to work with your dad, getting off work at 5 o'clock, doing your baseball duties after that, and waking up the next day and doing it all over again. So not quite the same routine this year, but take us through your off season routine.
Yeah, this year I'm working at a baseball facility. They run some teams out of there, so I just help out with practice. But I mean, it's got a full weight room, all the cages, hit tracks, everything that I need, and they let me use it. And we've created a great relationship there. All the guys help me out. They're great guys to spitball with and be like, hey, what do you see today? Like, they're all very baseball savvy people. They understand the game. They understand the swing, and it's a really good spot for me. I try to take advantage of it as much as I can, and they've been nothing but great to me, and it's awesome. But yeah, so I'm doing that at nights, and I also still, again, actually just picked it up as the plowing gig. So if it starts snowing, I'll be out there plowing again.
So you just made the 40-man roster on an organization that hires Shohei Ohtani, and you're shoveling snow for a job in the off season. Is that correct?
Yep, that's what I'm doing back home.
That's why I love you right there, Wardo. That blue-collar, gritty, tough, just, hey, what do I need to do? Just let me know. Is that how you really, I mean, seriously, is that how you define yourself, would you say?
Yeah, I'd say pretty blue-collar. I like to be active. I don't like to sit around, and I like to work hard. And then, like, I feel like everything pays off, the more I'm doing. I used to do the job with my dad, which is physical labor, and everyone's like, why are you doing that? I'm like, well, like, kind of, like, it gets me in a routine, gets me up. I have a set schedule, and that's kind of like we were talking about before. Like, I need to have a schedule that like I can follow and have in place.
Hey, the Pats were supposed to be terrible this year, man. They might be the best team in the AFC, though. So what do you think about that?
Oh, Vrabel's been unbelievable. I mean, Drake May's looked great. The team's come together. If you had told me the Patriots would be where they are right now at the beginning of the year, I would have laughed at you and said, probably flip that. Like, they were coming off one of the worst seasons I've ever watched. I know they used to be pretty terrible back in the day, but from what I can remember, has been championships. So, and all my buddies are like, oh, of course, the Patriots had 2 bad years in a row, and now they're good again. And it's like, well, championships, that's what they're going for. And Vrabel, I mean, he's done a great job. I watch him after every game. He's sitting in the tunnel, giving everybody a high five while they're walking in. So I think he's created a really good culture there for the guys.
100%. So are we completely past the Tom Brady generation, and we're past that and ready to go to the next one?
I hope so. I mean, Drake May looks real good. It looks like he's stepping in those shoes pretty good. So I think everybody, I mean, everyone's already got the nickname Drake May for him going. That's all over the place up here. So I think we've moved on.
Okay. So let's go back to your days at MiLB. You struck out one time as a senior in high school. Then in Bryant, you were the only Bryant Bulldog to hit over 400 for an entire season. In the next season, I think you hit like 386. So the bat-to-ball skills really was who you were as an amateur. So you get into professional baseball. Now it's like, hey, we're kind of east and west. We're a bat-to-ball setup. Let's add a little bit of north to south to it to try to get the ball in the air a little bit to maximize the impact on the ball. And so it's been kind of that fight for you. What is the combination between power and continuing that bat-to-ball deal? Where are we at with that?
Yeah, I mean, it was a mental battle. It was a physical grind, trying to find the sweet spot of the north to south versus east to west, the line drive versus kind of getting the ball in the air, driving balls, not really like carving them out to left. And I mean, it took me a while. It took me a long time to finally do it, but I think last year was massive for me. I kind of got a better understanding of scouting pitchers, knowing where my strengths are, having the two-strike approach where, like, I shorten up and I kind of go back to that east-west and try to play pepper and just shoot something. And having other times where I feel a little bit more comfortable on a bat and like taking a shot, trying to get my A+ swing off and do some damage. And I did a lot of work last off season with that, a lot of training with machine, whether it was having somebody move it around, like, hey, in between pitches, move it. Like, I need to learn, like, I'm hunting in this spot today and it's the only pitch I'm looking for. Up, I don't want. Away, I don't want. And I ended up walking more. My average went up. My strikeouts went down. And it just helped me get on base a lot more and be a lot more productive at the plate without really losing power. I mean, I think I hit the most homers I have as a Dodger this year. So it kind of just put me into better counts, put me into better spots. And, just continuing to try and build off that as I keep going is kind of my game plan and what I'm going to continue to do.
So you mentioned the east-west setup with two strikes. It's maybe shoot the ball the other way, maybe flatten your swing just a touch so you can hit a line drive and not worry about getting the ball in the air with two strikes. So I say that to say, does that give you the ability to really be more aggressive on strikes 1 and 2, which then leads to more home runs because you have the two-strike approach in your back pocket?
Yeah, absolutely. I think like the approach thing also kind of, like I said, puts me into better counts. So it's like I know I'm hunting one pitch or one location, whatever it may be that day, and just sets me up for more success because I'm ready for that pitch instead of in the past trying to hit everything, trying to cover the whole zone and leading to chase, leading to swing and miss, leading to getting myself out on pitches that I just roll over that I shouldn't have even swung at to begin with. So I think all of it, and then knowing in the back of my head that, like, if I get to two strikes, like, I'm just going to shorten up and play pepper with you is a lot easier than the previous years where it got to two strikes and it was like that's not necessarily thinking of, but was still trying to do damage. And again, it led to the chase, the miss, and all that stuff. So finally kind of putting all those things together last year was kind of cool for me to watch and even be able to look back on and be like, okay, you did a good job with this. What can you do better? And kind of keep building off that.
So what would you say to the people who've only seen your highlights and they think like, well, this is just a Jock Peterson type guy that just likes to hit home runs and be that kind of hitter, knowing the type of bat-to-ball skills really that you learned first as a great hitter? What would you say to those people?
Yeah, it's tough too because like not everybody watches the minor leagues, but I mean, if you look, especially years prior to this year, average went up, power went up, walk went up, strikeout went down. So I kind of just like, I'm working, I'm doing my best at it. I'm trying to put the formula together. So I think I did a good job with it last year, and kind of like I said, just trying to build off of it and keep doing what I do and get better every day.
You're an offensive player first, no doubt about it, but I think you probably have put more work into your defense maybe even than your offense. I mean, you have worked really, really hard on your defense. So first of all, talk about the work that you put into becoming a better defender, and what is your message for those people, again, that maybe haven't seen you a whole lot and they've just heard the moniker that, hey, maybe he's an average, maybe a subpar defender in the outfield. What's your message for those people?
Yeah, so I never even played the outfield till college. When I went to college, I knew I was going to be going to left field. First time I'd ever played the outfield. So got there my freshman year and 8 games in, broke my wrist and ended up missing the whole year. So didn't really get much experience there in the outfield, at least. Coming back the next year, I split time between the outfield and second base. I played a second base almost probably a little more than half the year, which is another position I'd never played before, but it just helped get our best lineup out there with bats and everything. And then my redshirt sophomore year, my final year when I got drafted, I finally went to the outfield. And that was the first year I played a full year of outfield. So I remember getting to Dodger camp and being drafted and getting there and being in the outfield and being like, oh boy, like this is different. These are guys that have played the outfield their entire life.
Yeah.
And you got maybe a year under your belt. So really, like, I mean, I'd say I put in more work in the outfield than hitting as well. I mean, I've done everything. I've nitpicked everything. I talked to all the coaches. What can I do better on this? How do I get better on that? Doing stuff in the weight room to get my hips looser, open up better, get that first step. And, you know, taking batting practice seriously, getting live reads off the bat and batting practice is probably the most helpful thing for me. Just learning the sound of the bat, the direction of the ball. Is that carrying? Did he get jammed? Is that off the end? And the line drives, getting reads on line drives, just taking a second, you know, I've got tagged with that bad outfielder or bad defender thing. I mean, I don't really know why. I kind of get why, but like I've worked at it and like my teammates trust me out there. I trust myself out there. And that's really all that matters to me is having the trust of the guys and myself out there and just being confident and continuing to work on it, continuing to get better and just do my job while I'm in the outfield.
You played a lot of first base. You mentioned you played second base a lot in college. So that's a right side type of deal. You've played both right field and left field, played a tremendous right field. Is it a more natural jump for you in right field because that's the side of the field that you've always played, or was left field maybe more of an adjustment to the pull side of right-handers, or was that not a part of it?
I would say I'm more comfortable in left just because I've been there a lot more than right field. Right field for me, the reads, I do get better reads, like quicker jumps off balls, but sometimes in right field, like I can like lose like my positioning and stuff, and like I'm just more comfortable in left, which in right field this year, I played actually a lot of right field this year, and it made me a lot more comfortable. Yes. So I'm good with either one at this point, but learning right field was the adjustment coming out of left field. Like it's a different position. So learning it made me a little uncomfortable in high A, double A when I was like randomly getting put over there. Yeah. But this year I played there a lot more and I was able to get my feet under me and trust myself out there.
You played a lot with Andy Pages coming up. Was there anything that he did this year that surprised you whenever he went over Kike? Where, I mean, what were your emotions when you saw that?
Oh my gosh. It's got to be one of the best catches in World Series history. I mean, that was insane. And I know the communication there's no way they could hear each other. Yeah, right. And there's no hand signals when you're sprinting 100% into the gap and you're just doing World Series on the line. I mean, one of the greatest catches of all time. I couldn't have been happier for him. It's awesome. Yeah.
Let me ask you a couple of difficult questions here. I know you live by the moniker of control what you can control. Don't worry about anything you can't control. That's great. I understand all that. But whenever basically you're the Crash Davis of the modern day minor leagues and you're hitting all these home runs and setting all these records, still not getting any opportunities, are there moments where you sit there taking BP or in the clubhouse where you go, this is never going to happen? What else do I have to do to get an opportunity? Did those thoughts creep in?
Oh yeah, those thoughts 100% creep in. I mean, it's human to be like, what else do I have to do? You know, but I do my best to let it come in and just kick it right out. You know, yeah. I'm not going to force it to not come in. I don't want to sit there and be like, nope, not thinking about it. Like, yeah, I'm thinking about it. Of course I'm thinking about it, but I try to let it come in, do its thing, get out of my head and kind of focus at the task at hand, which is the game I got that night or the BP I'm about to take or go do the defensive work and just kind of, again, control what I can control and keep getting better and kind of just push the envelope and kind of force their hand of like, okay, like we have no choice. And that's kind of my mindset is like, just keep pushing, keep knocking, keep kicking that door and eventually it's going to fall down.
Yeah. So another one last kind of hard hitter here, if you will. Of course, you were going to be a minor league free agent. You were going to be able to choose wherever you went. And I know there were going to be some pretty lucrative opportunities for you out there. But then the Dodgers put you on the 40-man roster right in front of you becoming a free agent. So was there ever any thoughts like, okay, well, now I have 3 more years where they can stick me in Oklahoma City, or is it just all excitement for that?
No, I was excited. I mean, I've been a Dodger since 2019, so for the past 7 years, my goal has been to get up to LA and put on the Dodger uniform for a big league game. So for them to put me on the 40 man, then I mean, to me, it was a proud moment of like, okay, like you're on the 40 man roster for the Los Angeles Dodgers. Like that's an incredible achievement, and you're that much closer now. Just keep going. So I was really excited. And like I said, my goal's been to get up there with them for the past 7 years. I mean, I've given them everything I got. So to be able to continue this journey and be one step closer, all excitement for me.
You come from a school of around 70 people in high school. Bryant's not, I mean, it's a Division I university, but it's certainly not a baseball power. I mean, it's not in the area of the world that's super warm, right? And then it's taken you 6 years basically to free agency just to get put on the 40-man roster. So it's been quite a journey. You've dealt with injuries, that kind of deal. It's been quite a journey, Wardo. What's probably the thing that you can think about that you're the most proud of as far as what you've done?
You know, honestly, I think this past year is the most proud of myself I've been. Like getting the walk up, getting the strikeout down, which has been like the big thing in my career has been your strikeouts high, your chase is high, you don't walk, like you don't get on base. And also I was able to get on base and steal bases this year, like kind of show a different part of my game that I've never really done. So I think that this past season, all around was the most proud of myself I've been. I mean, I put in a ton of work going into the year, weight room, speed stuff, swing, defense, and kind of seeing it all come together and having the year I did, and then being able to sit down and reflect on it was one of probably the moment I was like, yeah, that's the best year I've had, and just continue to go.
You do one of the greatest jobs I've ever seen of not really caring at all what other people are saying, what they think, but at the same time hearing it and letting that motivate you. I know that's kind of speaking out both sides of my mouth, but to me, I see that in you. So can you talk about that element?
Yeah. You know, I mean, some guys are different, but for me, it's like, if you you hear that stuff or you see that stuff and it's like, all right, well, I'm just going to prove you wrong. Like, that's my mindset, is like, I'm going to prove you wrong. Like, watch this. I don't let it affect me. Like, go ahead, like, write, say whatever you want. I mean, I'm just going to prove you wrong. All you're doing is lighting a fire under me that thank you. I needed the kick in the butt. So here we go. Watch this.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. So most important question I will ever ask you, or I don't know if it's a question or a statement or whatever. You have all these TrackMan devices. You have exit velos. You got launch angles, all this beautiful stuff that you've used to become Wardo, right? I still got to say, old Carl, the dad there, still gives the best advice and the best hitting lessons, right?
Oh yeah, all the time. I'll talk to him all the time during the year. I mean, I'm coming out of games and I just know there's already a text sitting there waiting for me by the time I get to my locker. So, and he'll call me out when I need it, and he'll support me when I need it, and he'll be proud of me when I need it. And he never says the wrong thing. We're really close. We know each other really well, so he knows when he can come at me and when it's like, okay, like I'm gonna let you cool off a little bit. Yeah.
You still ever get those boyish messages like, damn, Dad, I'm leading the whole world in home runs in AAA right now. Look at that message. You still get those every once in a while?
Yep. Yeah. And then
kick you in the ass, keep you humble. Yeah.
Yep. He's got to keep my feet on the ground. That's for sure. He does a great job of it.
That's why I love you, Wardo, man. You are just an awesome dude. So, hey, man, what an awesome deal it is to always get to catch up with you and speak with you. I really hope I never get to see you again in person unless I'm the one getting on a plane and going to L.A., which means that you are with the Los Angeles Dodgers on the 26-man roster. So what an honor, Wardo. Thank you so much for joining.
Seriously, thank you for having me. It was an absolute blast and love talking to you.